Hey guys, this is Spartacus here, and the Haunting is coming back into Call of Duty Warzone and making its way into Black Ops Cold War, and they're definitely changing up a little bit this year, and it looks really good. I'm going to be honest with you, the Haunting was by far the best event we've ever had in Warzone, and they definitely need to do more things like this throughout the year with other seasons, like during Christmas time they need to go all out, with Easter maybe, or St. Patrick's Day, do something around that time, and just do something like every single season to give us some sort of big event like this. This is something that I think is really cool, and I'm glad they're bringing it back. Keep in mind, the Haunting event does start today. The time that this video goes live, the Haunting event is live in Warzone and in Black Ops Cold War. Unfortunately, I don't have any gameplay to share with you guys because I'm making this video 24 hours ahead of time, and it doesn't really help that they release the trailer and the actual roadmap itself the day before the actual event starts. I don't like how they did that, so for me, it kind of like sets me a day back for actually sharing gameplay with you guys in a way. But either way, let's go ahead and talk about what is in this roadmap. Let's go ahead and start with Warzone on this roadmap. So we're getting ourselves a new game mode called Ghost of Verdansk. This is very similar to the Zombie Royale game mode we saw last year during the very first Haunting event. Instead of turning into a zombie when you die, you actually turn into a ghost in this game mode. And of course, Verdansk is nighttime again, which it really sets the mood if you ask me. And so it's interesting, when you turn into a ghost after you die initially, you don't have any weapons when you're a ghost. The only way to kill enemies is if you melee them, and so you do have some interesting abilities that are very similar to what you had as a zombie back in Zombie Royale. So there's super jump. It's basically the same thing where you can jump extremely high. I think you can actually float a little bit too, since we are ghost after all. And then you can also teleport. The teleportation ability that you have doesn't seem like you can teleport super far, but you can teleport through a short distance, and you can teleport right through people too, which is really cool. And then there's Spectral Blast, which acts as kind of like a stun grenade. So this is used to actually stun enemies, so they have very slow movement, but it can also be used to disable vehicles. So it's also used as kind of like an EMP as well, which I think is really cool. So being a ghost does have its advantages. Of course, the whole point of this game mode is to not be a ghost. You want to survive as a normal operator, and so when you're a ghost, your objective is to essentially come back into the fight as a normal operator again. And to do this, you have to kill 3 enemies. You got to collect 3 souls, and of course there's 1 soul per enemy. And so after you collect 3 souls, you can of course come back into the game as a normal operator. However, there is another way to actually get back into the fight as a normal operator if you perform a finishing move on a normal enemy. So instead of collecting 3 souls, you can sneak up behind an enemy and perform just 1 finishing move, and if you successfully do it, then yeah, you can come back as an operator right away, which I think is really cool. And of course, it is a finishing move, so you can be interrupted while you're performing the finishing move. I don't know how long the finishing move actually lasts. I assume it doesn't last too long, but either way, a finishing move can bring you back into the fight right away instead of just collecting 3 souls, which I think is really cool. Another unique gameplay element that they're adding to Ghost of Verdansk, if you compare it to the Zombie Royale mode, is that there is something called a fear meter. And so the fear meter ranges from 0 to 100 points, and by gaining more fear meter points, I guess, happens when you're being shot at, when you're being hit by enemy equipment, or there's kill streaks in the area. Also, if you're camping, your fear meter also increases, and then if you see dead bodies or ghosts, that will also increase the fear meter. And of course, having your squad mates downed or eliminated will also increase your fear meter. And so if your fear meter reaches 50%, then you will actually start seeing hallucinations that are going to mess with you. And so I don't know what these hallucinations could be. It could be like, I guess maybe you'll see ghost face appear randomly, or maybe there's going to be ghosts flying that aren't actual players. And so if you actually just kind of ignore the hallucinations, then your fear meter will actually go down and won't actually distract you as much anymore, which is good. Another way to actually decrease your fear meter is by eliminating a player or ghost, reviving a squad mate, completing a contract, or remaining within sacred ground so long as it stays intact. And so what sacred ground is, think of it as like kind of a ring, right? A ring that's on the ground, and if you're inside that ring, then the ghost cannot enter it. So that's why it's called sacred ground, because ghosts cannot enter that area. However, the ghost can ram their bodies into the sacred ground like rings, I guess, or barriers. And so if they ram their bodies enough into the sacred ground areas, they can actually break them and then start attacking you. So you have to be really aware of the sacred ground health while you're inside those locations. But I think that's really cool they have that, because it does definitely keep you more protected, and I guess can change up the strategy how you play this game mode compared to Zombie Royale, where you're always on top of things when there's zombies chasing after you and stuff like that. So I think that's really cool that Sacred Ground is in this game mode, and overall, this game mode sounds really good. My friends and I are probably going to be playing this a lot, and I cannot wait to actually try this out and actually get gameplay for you guys, because it seems like a lot of fun. Moving on to what's going on with Black Ops Cold War and multiplayer, we're getting ourselves a Halloween-themed Nuketown map, and it's going to be taking place during nighttime, and the map of course is going to have Halloween decorations on it. This was something that we saw coming a little while ago, because people found, I guess, a jack-o'-lantern bucket, candy buckets, like somewhere in one of the garages, and so yeah, we kind of saw this coming a little while ago, so it's cool to see that they're coming out with a Halloween themed Nuketown map. They should have called it Halloween Town, because that would have been the perfect name for a Halloween themed Nuketown map. If you guys know what Halloween Town is, then shout out to you guys, but you know, they probably have to get copyrights, like licenses and stuff like that, and we're already getting Scream and Donnie Darko in Warzone, so I mean, I don't know if they wanted to go to that extreme, or maybe they just didn't come up with the idea like I did. That could also be another thing, but either way, another thing that's being added is Infected. Of course, this is a very popular game mode that Infinity Ward has had in their Call of Duty games, and so Treyarch has pretty much taken it on since like Black Ops 3 or Black Ops 4, and in Infected, when you are the infected, you actually do look like a zombie, so that is pretty cool. Infected, you know, what's going to be really interesting about having it in a Treyarch game this time around is that they actually have a new callable nuke that you can call in, so this will be a good way to actually get yourself a nuke to call in by playing the Infected game mode, so I recommend taking advantage of that game mode while it's in the game. And then we're also getting Scream Deathmatch, which is a very interesting game mode, because it's essentially two ghost-faced operators are running around the map, killing the rest of the players that are in the game who do not have weapons, by the way, so I guess Ghostface is going to have probably a combat knife of some sort, and they're going to go around and kill, I guess, weaponless operators, and so it's really up to the operators to try and kill both these Ghostface players. So it'll be really interesting how this plays out. It's kind of like just a party game mode, you know, but it'll be really fun to actually try out for myself. I'm not really too keen on some of the party modes they've been adding recently, but this one definitely seems pretty fun. And then we have Nuketown Halloween Prop Hunt, so we're getting Prop Hunt, but it's in Nuketown Halloween, I guess, I don't know, but either way, yeah, Nuketown Halloween Prop Hunt. So if you want a Halloween themed prop hunt game mode, then there you go, you can do it on the new Nuketown themed Halloween map, I guess. Also, Zombies is getting an update as well for Black Ops Cold War. We're getting a new game mode called Hallows Eve Outbreak, and basically what it is that in each region you have 10 minutes to survive, but every 2 minutes the difficulty of the region will increase, so that means more numbers in zombies and more health for the zombies as well, and so essentially you have to exfil every 10 minutes. If you don't do so, then, well, essentially you failed, and there's only one world event that you can actually complete to help, I guess, upgrade your equipment and weaponry and loadout and stuff like that, and that world event is the Orda event. So they're making this a pretty challenging game mode for experienced zombies players, and I'm definitely willing to try it out. It seems like it's going to be very fast paced, and it's going to be an Outbreak, and so it's interesting, you when you do have the option to exfil, you get to choose which region you go to, and you have two different options of which I guess region you want to go to next, and so I think that's really interesting. I like the idea. It seems like they kind of changed up the Outbreak game mode to where it's a lot more fast paced and more challenging, because every 2 minutes the zombies do get harder, and so I'm willing to give this a shot and probably make a video on it, because it does seem really interesting, and personally I think Cold War Zombies is a little too easy, so when they add these bonus game modes that make the experience harder, I love trying them out and seeing how they go. And then another thing about zombies, if you're playing like normal round-based maps like Die Machine, Marauder Toten, Forsaken, whatever the case may be, it looks like that there's going to be random care packages that are going to drop, and they're actually called scare packages, and these will actually give you lots of good rewards. They'll give you like chalices, support weapons, wonder weapons, aether tools, high level armor. It'll give you a lot of good things, so these will drop randomly in normal round-based maps. However, they did say that be aware, things may not always be as they seem, so it's very possible that these scare packages are going to be like one of those trick-or-treat situations, so it'll give you you a treat, which of course is everything I mentioned, or it could be a trick where it might just turn into like a mimic or something like that. Maybe it's one of those like red mimics that we saw with Mauer Toten, or maybe it'll just like, I don't know, blow up in front of your face or something. I don't know what the trick would be, but either way, it doesn't seem like they'll give you rewards every single time, so that's something to be aware of when you run into them in normal round-based maps. And so that's really all there is for, I guess, the Halloween updates. You know, there's the scare packages, the Hallows Eve Outbreak game mode. Either way, looks pretty good overall. It definitely is going to keep us engaged until Vanguard comes out, so that's really cool to see. But yeah, nonetheless, the only thing left we have left to actually talk about the roadmap is, of course, new bundles, I guess, which I don't really care about. There's going to be the Scream Operator bundle. Remember, the Scream and the Donnie Darko bundle, those are going to be actual separate operators, not going to be skins for current operators in the game, which I think is really cool. Also, there is a Ghost of War skin that you can get, and this Ghost of War skin, this bundle, I guess you can call it, it's only available if you pre-order Vanguard. You know, Call of Duty and Sledgehammer Games, they've been teasing these past couple weeks, saying there's going to be a really unique pre-order bonus reward, and so if you pre-order Vanguard before November 2nd, I believe, you can get access to the Ghost of War bundle, and I think it's a badass skin. So if you have the game pre-ordered, then you're probably safe already, but yeah, if you pre-order the game before November 2nd, you'll get this really cool Ghost of War skin, which I definitely going to be rocking in Warzone. It looks so badass. But yeah, there's also Disciple of Mayhem bundle, which I'm a little confused because I think we already have a Disciple like bundle already. So is this a different one with a different skin? Because I know the other one was purple, but this one's orange. So I'm a little confused. Either way, you can earn COD points back if you buy that bundle. And then of course there's new weapons. The Lapa SMG, which we already know about, is going to actually be the event reward for the haunting event. So if you complete all, I think 9 or 11 challenges, whatever there might be for Cold War and Warzone, or maybe just one of the other, then you actually get yourself access to the Lapa SMG, which I think is a really cool reward that you can get. I think it's definitely worth it compared to all the other rewards we had from previous events. And so either way, Lapa SMG, you get it for completing all the challenges in Warzone or in Cold War during the haunting event. And then of course the Hammer and Sickle is going to be coming out later in the season. It's, you know, just a weapon. And then of course we have rewards within each of those challenges for the haunting event. And so yeah, either way, you guys, that is going to be it for this video. It's a long one. I hope you guys enjoy the haunting event. There will be content in the future on the channel going over the actual gameplay of what is coming with the haunting event, so make sure you are subscribed to the channel and have notifications turned on to see gameplay of like each of these game modes and just see how they play out, and you get to hear my opinions about it, and of course obviously see gameplay of it. And of course you guys can try it out for yourself. Warzone is free after all. You own Black Ops Cold War, I recommend hopping on that as well. So either way, exciting time to be a Call of Duty player. And then of course after this we have Vanguard, so a lot is going on for Call of Duty fans out there right now. So either way, thank you all so much for watching. Make sure you leave a like if you enjoyed it and subscribe to the channel for more Call of Duty videos every single day, and I shall catch you guys later.